As I take you through the next 4 vocal archetypes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to label them, and then I'm going to tell you the goal behind each vocal archetype. I mean, why do we use this vocal archetype over this vocal archetype? So I'll talk about the goal of each vocal archetype. And then after that, I'm going to share with you some behavioral things you can do to help get yourself into that vocal archetype, to help you access that vocal archetype. And then I'll also share with you a simple psychological method you can use to allow yourself to access that vocal archetype as well. Each one of us are going to be different. Some people just need to think something and then they can just move into and access that vocal archetype. Other people have to think about the behavioral techniques they can use to get themselves to be able to access those vocal archetypes. The first vocal archetype is, let's get into this, the first one is called motivator. Motivator. And motivator, when it comes to this vocal archetype, the goal is to inspire. That's the goal. You use motivator when you want to inspire. And there are a couple of behavioral things you can do. The first thing is, you've got a slight increase in your rate of speech. The second thing is something called legato. And legato is when you use your voice in a certain way. And to help you understand legato, I need to also help you understand something called staccato. So for those of you who are musicians, you'd know what I'm talking about. But let's say we're talking about playing the piano. If I'm playing the piano in staccato and I'm playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, it sounds like this. Da 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 da. That's playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star in staccato. If I was playing it in legato, it sounds like this. Da 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 da. Notice the difference? One is kind of da 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 da, and the other one, the notes all link together. So legato is when all of it links together, all the different notes link together. That's what you can do with words as well. So when I'm doing legato in the way that I'm speaking, all of a sudden all of my words link together like this. But staccato, I'm speaking like this. So when you're engaging in motivator, one of the little behavioral things you can do is ensure that you're in legato, because that's a much more inspiring way of speaking and it helps you access the motivator archetype. Now, more than this, you've also got to make sure you've got open facial expressions. Next, you also want to make sure that you've got high levels of energy. And that just usually means 7+ in volume. So you've got strong levels of volume to really, again, you want to inspire people, you want to motivate people. And the final thing I'll say is move with purpose. Move with purpose. And these are some of the behavioral things you can do to help yourself get into that motivator state. Now remember, I also said psychologically. Psychologically, for some, it's easier for them just to think something, and it helps them naturally go into all of this. And what you can think is think motivational speaker. So I just think of motivational speaker. I think of myself engaging in that motivational speaker archetype, and then it gets me into that motivator archetype. Let's go to an example. Let me show you a speaker on stage engaging in the motivator archetype. Check this example out. Ready?
So when you have the meaning that this is the beginning of the relationship and this person's the most incredible thing and you will do what for them? What will you do? Anything. What if you were that way with your client? And when you're in that place, you do anything in the beginning of a relationship. In the beginning of a relationship, if your partner said, would you take out the trash? What do you say? Take out the trash. Happily.
Welcome back. I need to find more engaging transitions instead of always just lifting things up and pulling things down and lifting things up. Come on, Vin, get more creative. Challenge accepted, challenge accepted. The speaker you just saw that was engaging in motivator archetype was Anthony Robbins. Now, whether you love him or hate him, it's a great example of someone who's engaging in the motivator archetype. Now, if you know a bit about Anthony Robbins, he often says the following. He often says to people, everyone thinks I'm a motivational speaker. I am not a motivational speaker. And he doesn't like that title. I mean, personally, I don't mind that title, but he doesn't like that title. But the reason most people kind of look at him as being a motivational speaker is because he engages in the motivator archetype as his primary archetype. That's the one he lives in most of the time. And because he lives in this particular motivator archetype, people confuse him to being a motivational speaker. You can't blame people. It's because that's your default archetype. So again, I ask you the question, as you start to go through this, is this your default archetype? Which default archetype do you find yourself getting stuck in? So I hope you can see now the power of engaging in the motivator archetype, but then what also happens when you stick to that archetype as your default archetype. It can kind of create the wrong perception, especially if you don't want to be seen as always being a motivator. And I think that always being a motivator isn't effective either. When I first started my speaking career, I looked up to motivational speakers like Anthony Robbins. And then as a result, I just was always in motivator. Even when I came home, I would say to my wife, I'm home, Pei Wen. What's for dinner? I can't wait to see what's for dinner. I can't wait to eat dinner. And she would just go, can you stop it? That's gross. Far out, why are you always doing that? And it's because, again, I didn't understand the importance of varying our archetypes. Don't get stuck in one. All right, that's motivator. Let's get on to the next archetype.